happening, everybody? This is Jim from JCRC. Got a little project that I'm working on here. All right, obviously you know the rigs. You've seen the rigs. The RC 4-wheel drive Trailfinder 2 and the WLtoys 10428A. I ordered some stuff for the WLtoys and it came in the mail today. And I ordered this stuff from WLtoys website. I am in no way affiliated or being sponsored in any way, shape, or form. Just letting you know where I got the stuff from. I ordered a set of Boom Racing bearing set. This is for a Vatera twin hammers. I'm hoping that it'll fit on that truck. And I picked up some Proline Interco TSL SX Super Swamper XL 1.9 G8 rock terrain truck tires with memory foam. Part number 1197-14. These are 1.9 XLs, so I believe that they are almost the same size as those 2.2 Super Swampers, or those 2.2 Mudslingers sitting there. I could be wrong, but we'll find out here as soon as I get it put together. And here's what these guys are looking like with the foams in them. Not a bad little tire. I've been wanting to get a set of these for a while now. I actually wanted to get a set of these when I ended up picking up those Mudslingers, but they didn't have these in stock at the time, so I ended up getting those. And let's see what else we picked up for this. And bam, here's the last little item. Boom Racing aluminum wheels, aluminum beadlocks. These are 1.9s, and these will be going on this truck here, but they can also go on that one too. But I purchased them for this one. So I'm going to put the phone down here, put the camera down for a minute, and start the wrenching on these. And I'm going to try one wheel without foam and one wheel with foam and see what I like better, and go from there. So we'll see you in 1 second. And I figured I better show what's in the package. We got all the wheels here. Right here are what I believe are back spacers. Or hub extensions. It's like a bunch of parts for the hub extensions. I'm not too sure what these are for yet. It looks like they gave me a bunch of them. Little instruction manual. Or instruction pamphlet, I should say. And looks like a sheet of stickers here. Alright, I'm going to attempt to mount one of these wheels and we'll be right back. And we're back real quick here. Apparently all these little plastic discs here are actually spacers to put in between the wheel, so you can make them a little bit wider if you want to. Now those holes in the wheels right there, there's 3 of them. Those are for this little hex hub here for back spacing purposes. You would put that in there like that and then install 3 screws into the holes around that hub to hold that in place to adjust your back spacing. So a quick little tidbit there on these Boom Racing wheels. These little plastic spacers are for making your rims wider, and that is a hub extension to adjust your offset. Oops, sorry about the phone cord there. I am trying to charge it up here in the meantime. Just doing a little trial fit here. And they fit on here without a problem, no clearance issues, without the backspacer. But I know as soon as I go to put them onto that truck right there, that I'm probably going to want those backspacers on there if I decide to use these wheels on this truck at all at any given point in time. It's going to need those backspacers so it'll clear the leaf springs. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and put those backspacers in. Holy mackerel. I just pulled one of these foams out of the tires. Look at the size of that thing. Good God. That's like the size of an air filter on a 250cc dirt bike. Pre-oiled. Comparison with the tire and the foam. My lord. That is a big chunk of foam. Alright, I'm thinking I'm going to take these foams out of here because it was just too much of a pain in the butt trying to squeeze the foam around onto the back edge of this bead lock here. I didn't really feel like messing around with that, so I'm going to try them without foams. Alright, we're doing a quick look-see here with this little wheel spacer. Apparently either A, you can mount this directly to a hub or directly to the spline. Like so. And run a set screw down on either side. And obviously there's no thread, barely any thread sticking out the other end there. And that's where these little guys come in handy. And they've got a couple washers and spacers so you get the spacing right. And then you would put this like through the wheel. You would put the wheel on here obviously first. And then this one actually threads right down the middle of that nut there. So that would be your new lock nut to hold that in place. So you can either A, mount this directly to the axle like that, to the spindle, or B, it has these other little holes in it here where you could screw them directly into the wheels, like so, through these little holes here, which I said before, there's 3 of them. Or you could do like I'm going to do and just leave them out of there, and if I need to use them, I'll just throw them onto the axle and not screw them down, just rely on that little nut on the end of it to hold the whole mess down. So I am just going to leave these out of here, and if I need to use them, I'm just going to slip them on over top of the spindle and bolt the entire wheel assembly up to it and just leave it like that. Having these screwed in is kind of a permanent deal, and I don't know if I necessarily want it to be like that. So for the time being, I'm just gonna leave these things not bolted up. Alright, one more quick little thing here before I start to screw everything down. Since I'm putting metal screws into an aluminum wheel, I'm going to use some blue Loctite or a dab of blue Loctite on each one of these screws, just to keep these things in here. This isn't exactly blue Loctite. This is my hobby store's version of blue Loctite, so I'm going to put a dab of that on each one of these screws before I put it together. Just one thing to keep in mind, just so these screws don't start backing themselves out. Alright, be right back. Well, I had one wheel put together for a second there. And then these little plastic rings just started to shatter. And they're crumpling up plastic, and the plastic was getting in between the threads and the bead. And I squeezed the tire to see if it was holding air, and air squeezed out of it, and then it held a vacuum, and the tire stayed compressed. Like when I took my fingers off of it, it was, still compressed in, so it was holding a vacuum, which was telling me that it had an air leak on the wheels. So I took it back apart, and I'm going to try it again. Well, alright, there's one tire mounted on the wheel and sitting on the truck. There's not too much of a size difference between these two, between the 1.9 XL and whatever came on this truck. You know, I got another question for you guys while I'm sitting here, kind of in between on all this stuff. How does everybody feel about the WLtoys 10428? Does it fit into my lineup? Is anybody upset over the fact that I bought a knockoff car or a clone car versus buying like a Vetera Twin Hammers or an Axial Wraith? Should I continue using this truck, or should I put it off to the side and actually buy a Vetera Twin Hammers or a Axial Wraith instead? Please let me know in the comments below if anybody's upset over the fact that I bought a Chinese clone of a Twin Hammers. Just food for thought. If you guys have any comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section on that. Well. Starting to have a little bit of an issue with some of these tires here. Two of them went on the wheels okay. These two that I have on the front, they went on okay. And there's a difference in packaging here. See, this one's packaged. And this one's packaged. Two different packages. Oops. Same part number, 1197-14. 1197-14. Different dollar amounts. MSRP $32.95, and this one is $26.95. When I was at the hobby store, these were the last two sets sitting there. I looked at them both. They both seem the same, or the exact same. They both have the exact same numbers. But the ones out of this package aren't fitting as well. You can see the foam difference too. This is the foam out of the package that I just opened. Here are the other foams. So there's a little bit of difference in the foams as well. They both, this one's actually a pinch wider too, I believe. Not much, but just a fuzzy wider. Definitely taller. But the back of the bead on this one, on this back edge, doesn't really seem to be countersinking into the wheel all that well. Whereas these over here, they kind of got sucked into the rubber a little bit and countersunk nicely. So I'm going to have to take this wheel back apart again here and try this again. Well. It has been over 45 minutes since the last time I hit the pause button on this camera. And this wheel is still not wanting to go together right. And I think it has to do with the back side of the wheel, or the back side of the tire. Nothing to do with the wheels, but the tires themselves. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be like a little ring in here, so you can trap this rubber piece in between the aluminum and the bead there. I know my RC 4-wheel drive tires have like a little rubber trim ring on the inside, so the tire will sit evenly on top of that metal ring with the rubber on the inside, and then like another little piece of rubber on the outside. And these don't have that. So I'm thinking right now that there is a difference between these two different tire packages of Prolines. Like I said, they have the same part number, same serial number, but different packaging. So I'm not too sure, but right now I'm thinking there's something up with that. I mean, I had no choice when I bought the tires. Like I said, they all they had left were these two tires hanging on the shelf. And I was a little bit on the fence about it. I was like, oh, I don't know, different packaging. They might be different. Something's got to be different about them. But they had the same Like I said before, they got the same part number, 1197-14. 1197-14. Same description and everything else. But obviously different foam sizes. I'm not too sure. I'm going to give it a couple more tries here, but I'm about ready to, starting to get a little upset here. I'm ready to call my local hobby store and give them an earful. Alright, 15 minutes later, again. Alright, let's take a look at this wheel. I just pulled this wheel off the front of the truck. See how the bead is kind of countersunk into the rubber a little bit there? Same on the back side. The bead is countersunk into the rubber. And the tire's sealed up. Now this one. The bead is countersunk into the front side of the tire. That's right. But not on the back side. The back side, the rim is sitting flush with the tire. So I'm thinking it's something to do with the tires. There's different color too of the tires. You know, this one's like shiny, and this one has like a real funny smell to it as well. I know that doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I think there's definitely something askew with these tires here. And they don't have the best the molding or whatever. It wasn't the best mold. Like there's, you can see on the one side of the tire there's a gap between the treads on the center, and on the other side here it's got pieces of rubber stuck in between all the pieces of tread. Whereas these are all clear, right? All open on in between all the treads. No little rubber tabs joining the treads together. I'm thinking these might have been a bad batch. In all reality, I think there's something wrong with these. That is my conclusion at the moment. I really don't want to take one of these apart to find out, but I think I'm going to have to take one of these apart and check out the inside of the tire and compare it to the inside of this tire and see if there's a difference. And I hate to be a naysayer or anything like that. I'm usually a real positive person. But in reality, it's quality control issues like this that'll make me not buy another product from somebody or from a company. And it also makes me a little bit angry with my local hobby store. I know if I would have ordered them from like Tower or somebody else, I probably would have gotten two of the same style packaging. And the tires would be all right. So I don't know. My local hobby store has been kind of a problem lately. They don't carry they don't carry half the parts that I need. They're always like, "Hey, we can order them for you." Yeah, I know you can order them for me. I can order them for myself too, and they'll show up at my doorstep, and I don't have to drive a half hour to the store to go get them. You know, which saves me gas and time and money and everything else. So I'm all about supporting my local hobby store, but when the local hobby store isn't on point, and it's time to call Tower. All right, I'm gonna pull this one apart here and see what the inside looks like. Well, all right, I got both tires apart, and there is no physical difference between one tire and the other, or other than the color. They've got the same deal going on inside here. Everything's the exact same. So say this rubber on this tire here actually feels a little bit softer than this one here. Not too sure. Like I said, this is all speculation right now. It could be just me. It might be on my end, the problem with getting these things together. So I'm gonna give it another shot here. Well, alrighty then. It's only been 2 hours since I hit the pause button on this last one. Got all the tires mounted up and sitting on there. With the Boom Racing 1.9 aluminum wheels. And some Super Swamper TSL SX tires. And once again, everybody, this is Jim from JCRC, and you know, if you get a chance, let me know what you think about this truck. Whether you think it's a bad idea that I'd actually, you know, bought a clone vehicle, or you know, maybe if I should have spent the money and actually bought a Vatera twin hammers or an axial Wraith instead. Let me know how you feel about it. Thanks again, everybody. Click like and subscribe, share with your friends. Y'all have a great day. We'll see ya.